This is the #1 podcast for Black millennials, baby. You are locked into the Culture Caviar podcast. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. And now here are your hosts, OT, Brianna, and Jeron.
All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Culture Caviar podcast presents Spooky Szn. This is episode 2. I'm your host, OT, and I'm here with two of the greatest and spookiest co-hosts around the way. Did I describe that right? Spookiest?
I think that's about right, yeah.
That's about right?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Well, I mean, to each their own. Like, if somebody gets scared when they look at you, that's their fault.
Oh, wait a minute. I didn't think about it that way.
You just didn't have to be born an ugly ass nigga. You know what? My fault. I did not get on this podcast to choose.
You starting the vibes wrong. You starting
I know. Okay. Let's switch it up. So y'all know it's spooky season, and we deep into October right now. I'm currently on I forgot how many scary movies I've watched so far, but I did watch. I watched a scary movie last night called The Devil Below. It was on Netflix. Have y'all seen it? It came out last year. It was ass. Don't worry about it.
I saw. I watched. What's the movie that just came out on HBO Max? Malignant.
That shit was ass. How did you feel?
I did not like it. And then I was so okay because James Wan. That's the dude.
Right, James Wan. That's the boy.
Whenever you see his name, you know it's gonna be some good shit. But like halfway through the movie, I was like, how does this?
Oh, you gave it half. Oh, okay.
No, because I was genuinely interested, but it was just a lot going on. The storyline kind of got muddied, literally half the way through. This lady got kidnapped, and I was like, "Who the fuck is she?"
It was too much. It was too much.
And then I liked the concept, and I kept wondering why dude was walking backwards. It was so weird to me, but I like the concept. I like the story somewhat, but I just feel like it was even weird for me. And I like weird a lot, but it was just. Bizarre.
Yeah, he missed on Malignant because I watched the first 10 minutes and the opening scene. I was like, "This is giving sci-fi original." Yeah. And the woman, the doctor, she gave out this, and it was a very important line. She was like, "It's time to cut out the cancer." It was not convincing at all. I literally paused the movie. And I went on Google to look at the reviews. I was like, "Is this movie even worth watching?" And all of the reviews said that either you like it or you don't. And I was like, "Okay, so I'll watch it to see if I like it." I finished it, and I was so disappointed. I started to cancel it.
I really just wanted to see it through
the whole app.
Not the whole app. I don't know.
Jeron, you seen any scary movies lately, bro?
Does Jurassic Park count?
Nick, I'm sorry, King. No,
isn't it a horror?
You know what? Scary to you. That's scary to you. It's probably horror adjacent. Okay, I can see that. A creature feature.
That's my shit. I grew up.
Really, the creature features.
HBO shows Jurassic Park every freaking week, almost every 2 days.
Got them in a chokehold.
It's literally in the middle of Jurassic Park. It's when they on the ride, and I'm like, damn, Jurassic Park just went off 2 days ago. Why the fuck they keep showing the movie?
It's that, and it's always a first and a third one.
Yeah.
The Lost World was really The Lost World. They don't even pull that one up no more.
Fucking with The Lost World, bro.
At all.
No, The Lost World.
It was like Vince Vaughn in here. Honestly. Oh, the nigga from the breakup. Oh, okay.
Yo, y'all already starting off spooky season hella petty. And since we kind of getting into a little bit about the different genres, we're gonna save the rest of that for our main caviar. So let's start off with a little bit of horror movie trivia. So let's see. All right. So the first one. What classic horror movie features a serial killer in a William Shatner mask? Do y'all need answer choices or y'all got it?
I don't even know who William Shatner is. So I'm just gonna guess and say Halloween because that's the first one that comes to mind when I think of a mask. So.
Jeron, what you think?
I think Hellraiser.
It is Halloween. It is Halloween.
Darren, I'm gonna need you to.
No, since he brought up Hellraiser.
Hellraiser is a terrible fucking movie.
listen. Let me.
So when Pinhead pulled up in your house, you tell me you're not nervous about Pinhead.
He's a creepy motherfucker.
He is.
One thing that's gonna scare me about Pinhead is the fact that
it's literally all the nails in his head, bro.
I mean,
what's
that
the
too,
answer?
but it's Halloween.
Okay, wait. I gotta look at who William Shatner is because I really don't know. That was a guess. On to the next one. I don't know who that is.
Bro. So this is my experience with Hellraiser. So it came out in like the 90s or whatever. But at the time, like when I watched it, it was like the 2000s. I'm like 6 or 7. So I'm really heavy into like superheroes and comic books and stuff, right? So I saw Hellraiser and I read the description. It said something about Pinhead and all this. I'm like, damn, this is my little superhero. So, oh my God. So I cut on this movie. I cut on this dark, disturbing movie. I said, where the superheroes at? Where the superheroes at? Like, this nigga walking around with a do-rag of nails sticking out of his head, basically. Like, that's the first thought cut I've ever seen. All right, so, but yes, the answer is Halloween. All right.
I literally watched it last night just to give it another chance. Oh my God, he needs an inhaler because he was walking around like in the mess.
Breathing heavy and shit.
And then Jamie Lee Curtis, like she always had her hands in her pocket, walking everywhere. And then she went to go like get in the house. She was banging on it, like put her hands in her pockets. I'm like, bitch, you know the key ain't in your pocket. You been walking around
not there.
All
it's not there, sis.
The movie is hilarious, and I still hate it, but I gave it another chance. So I can say that much.
All right. Ooh, that was okay. Cool. So something from more modern times. In the original Scream, what is rule number 1 on Randy's list of rules for surviving a horror movie? I'm sure y'all gonna need answer choices, right?
Got it. Okay, give me an answer choice.
Okay. There's don't have sex. There's don't go outside alone. Don't say I'll be right back. Or don't drink or do drugs.
Don't have sex.
Jeron, what you think?
Don't say I'll be right back.
It's don't have sex.
Everybody
it was close. It was close though, because don't drink or do drugs was like close to the top. So in Scream was really like a top horror movie of its time. Wasn't that Wes Craven, right?
Yep.
So the movie is basically a satire of horror movies. They go through the whole movie talking about the do's and don'ts of surviving horror movies. And the very first rule is don't have sex? What? Like, no, sir. We're teenagers at this time.
No,
like, we in our early 20s. We fucking.
It's the clarity that comes with having sex or the lack of. When you focus on getting some ass, I'm sorry, the person in the shadow isn't your top priority. Like,
at all. It might be for me though. That's why I don't like fucking in the dark. Why they ghost staring at me? The ghost staring.
I gotta see you coming.
Cut the LED lights on, boo.
You trying to see me coming? I gotta see you coming.
I gotta see you coming.
Stop. Oh my god. I gotta go. God,
for real, like, so I do agree, Bree. Sex definitely clouds your judgment, and if we take it all the way back to the original Friday the 13th, that was the whole driving point of that franchise. The camp counselors were off drinking, doing drugs, having sex, and let little special ed Jason die and drown in Camp Crystal Lake. I'm sorry, let's call it for what it is. It's very politically correct. And so this child with autism grows up to become a sadistic killer. So let's just keep it real.
Prepared to get canceled. Just understand that.
Yeah. For those that didn't know, I do work as a behavior therapist, so I can say these things. I'm just not gonna tell y'all where I work, and I'm not gonna tell y'all my license number because I'm not gonna get.
How we say, because we're black, we can say nigga.
Definitely because we black, we can say nigga. Mm-hmm. Period. Oh, damn. Oh, this is a good question because I don't know the answer to this one. What classic horror movie was originally titled The Babysitter Murders? Oh, I know the answer to this. Do y'all need answer choices?
Babysitter Murders.
I would like
Give me options.
There's Scream, there's A Nightmare on Elm Street, there's Halloween, and Rosemary's Baby.
Oh, it's gotta be Nightmare on Elm Street.
Okay, we got Nightmare on Elm Street. What you think, Jeron?
Nightmare on Elm Street too.
It's definitely Halloween. Yeah, once I saw Halloween, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Jamie Lee Curtis, she was a babysitter. Yeah, she was a babysitter. The original concept was for this guy to just go around and just kill babysitters on Halloween.
Oh, so see, I thought you were saying that the babysitter would be doing the murders.
Oh, that's an interesting concept.
That
actually would make for a good movie. If I'm not mistaken, a movie about that came out on Netflix. There's two movies. There's one, My Babysitter's a Vampire, which actually was pretty good. I saw some clips from it. I was like, damn, it's not a Disney.
That's a Disney.
You thinking My Friend is a Vampire, which is a good ass movie.
My Friend is a Vampire? What movie is that?
Vampire? That used to come on Disney Channel all the time. Don't sleep.
Yikes.
You know what I'm talking about. Come on.
Hey, why I gotta know?
yo, Disney Channel used to have some fire Halloween movies that were actually scary.
Halloween Town.
Halloween Town scared the hell out of me.
I'm gonna tell y'all the scariest one. Phantom of the Megaplex. Hands down. That's the scariest one. That's the scariest one. They were working in the movie. It was the kids working in the movie theater, and it's a whole serial killer in the movie theater. The Phantom of the Megaplex. That movie there.
Don't Look Under the Bed?
Now that one is crazy. That one is wild.
I had a crush on the black dude until he turned ugly.
Oh wow. You can't call black men ugly no more.
Why?
It's colorist, I think. I don't know.
No.
I don't know. I just came up with something. I just can't.
Oh, man, some niggas.
Man.
I mean, it's okay. You got a great personality. It's okay.
Oh shit. Okay, since I don't know why. I don't know why all of these. Oh, this is a good one. Oh, I got a good question. Which horror movie was filmed in just 7 days? Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, Paranormal Activity, or the Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Shit, Paranormal Activity is such an easy movie. I'm gonna say that because you just setting up the camera, boom, and then like stuff happened. But
yeah, they did that shit in their dorm room. Yeah. I definitely agree with Paranormal Activity.
Either that or Halloween.
Yeah. I don't think it would be Texas Chainsaw Massacre because that was all over. They was going all over.
It was all over Texas, yeah. So it's gotta be. It was Paranormal Activity.
Okay.
It was shot out of sequence, because the director wanted to do it in only 7 days, and he actually shot the movie with a home video camera. And so all he did was set it up on the tripod, and he had minimal camera crew there. So it was literally him and probably like 10 of his homies. Like, hey, let's just do this shit.
Like we could honestly do that for real. Put some black people up in there, Paranormal Activity for real. We kill it.
That movie would have been over in 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
It's called A Haunted House.
No, that was a good movie.
I love
with one of the Wayans brothers.
Yeah.
Fuck it. All right, let's go ahead. Okay, this is not a serious question, but it is on here. It says, why can't Michael Myers be killed? Because he's a god, he's a ghost, an ancient cursed, or he's just lucky. I'm gonna put he's a god. I'm gonna put because he's a god.
I'm gonna say,
it said because he's not a god. Whoa.
The new storyline is that he's cursed, and so like
that's what just popped up.
It says that every person that he kills, he gains strength of some sort, and so I don't know, whatever they going left with the storyline now, so he can't be killed, but they haven't tried to
this
catch
movie
yet.
Yeah, he got white privilege.
This set.
That's fine. That's why I can't be killed.
You're really not trying hard.
Well, if you want to think about it, it's probably like a play on Halloween is probably a play on mental health, maybe. Like, I don't know.
Technically, he was in the mental health facility for like 20 years.
He killed like 8 people at 10. So
At 10.
he was very young. He was like 12. But it does say that he is the victim of an ancient curse that explains his inhuman strength and uncanny resiliency. Well, black people need to be under this druid curse because I would love to have inhuman strength and uncanny resilience. I just want to give up like every other day. This nigga been walking for like 80 years trying to kill one person. Do you know how dedicated to his goals he is?
They're making excuses for why they're not trying hard enough.
They're not trying hard enough because at this point, where's the National Guard?
I'm saying they throw a brick at Michael Myers and run away. Oh God, he's coming, bitch. Just like really, I promise you, put Jason and Michael Myers in the ring together. Jason's taking that nigga out. I have ultimate.
Not the horror movie versus. You might be honest out there. Okay.
Jason would take his ass out in the first 20 minutes and then catch every person that's been having sex throughout the rest of the night.
They said Jason be running when the camera off of him, and I believe it.
We're doing that little jog, that little nigga jog.
Jason runs all the time.
When the camera off of him, he gone. He
Somebody
gone.
hold the door open, you're a little too far away.
Let me get that, bro. Let me get that, bro. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, my guy. So, y'all, thank you for a great round of trivia. I feel like if we don't know a little bit more after that, I feel like the audience definitely does. Let's go ahead and tap into. Yeah, we do. Like, that was fun. Oh, the next horror movie crossover is gonna be reportedly Jason Voorhees featuring the Avengers. So that's
bullshit.
Who
I was like, damn, reading a real headline.
I was like, oh shit.
Like, damn. Nah, it's gonna be Michael Myers versus Fast and Furious family.
Oh my.
Michael Myers gonna be like, I had to kill my family, I gotta kill yours.
Man, can the temple just come out so the Fast and Furious can be done?
Man, they can't stop, won't stop. All right, y'all. Let's get into the main caviar for today. So Jeron kind of touched on this earlier when he mentioned creature features. So let's kind of start off with just dabbling a little bit into the different types of horror movies and what makes them our favorite kinds, or what actually scares us about them as it relates to like real life. So let's start with Bree. Like, what are some of the horror movie genres that you kind of like tapped in?
I definitely love a good zombie flick. Big old zombie fan, because I feel like The Walking Dead has prepared me for the zombie apocalypse. It's coming. Whether we alive or not, it's gonna come. So yeah. And I'm indifferent about body horror, but it's growing on me.
Interesting.
Because like in Anatomy, I literally just watched Evil Dead and like he cut off her arm. I was like, she couldn't do ligaments and tendons and shit.
I was just gonna say, you could use that. You actually could use that to your advantage, like to help you study a little bit. You could study, and you can look like, okay, I'm gonna watch Saw. What body part are they cutting off? And you just naming it.
I don't want to tie in Anatomy no more.
I would.
Anywho,
watch a human caterpillar.
Stop! No more.
That's like 2 girls, 1 cup. Pause.
But moving on, I really like The Mist, and I just watched Cloverfield yesterday too.
Okay.
Like those, like when it's like I said, I'm things that I cannot control. I could fuck up a zombie, but an alien, something that I don't know how to maneuver this. I'm petrified. Like, I love those movies for sure. Cloverfield, like, legit is top 10 of my scary movies right now.
Well, see, when we first went into this pandemic last year, I thought we were getting ready for the zombie apocalypse. I'm just gonna say it. I'm in Mississippi. Me and Jeron in Mississippi, so you know
y'all have the advantage. Y'all good. Ain't no people down there. Ain't but 12 people in the whole state of Mississippi.
But it's hella racist people though. So they was just gonna shoot black people even more. Like, he looked like a zombie. I just didn't take a bath. Like, damn. Like, I've been hooping. Like, I'm sorry. Like, don't shoot me. So yeah, zombie movies definitely. I feel like Dawn of the Dead was the movie that got me. With like Ving Rhames and them, like, cause it looked very realistic. I would have loved to have been held up in a mall. Like, imagine we in North Park in Jackson, and there's zombies. We in there. We stuck though, but It's gonna be lit for like a week. It's over with.
First time I watched Dawn of the Dead, I was like 9 years old, and I was sick for like 2 weeks. My brother brought like a stack of horror movies, and every time I would come downstairs, I would see a glimpse of the movie, and Dawn of the Dead literally scared me for like weeks on end, like nightmare after nightmare. Now I love it. I could watch horror movies and not give a shit, but that scared the hell out of me. But I love it now.
Jeron, what about you, man? What type of horror movies kind of got you into it a little bit? I know you're not into it, but what movies kind of stuck out to you or genre?
Definitely Nightmare Before Christmas. Let me tell you.
That's up there.
Which is Hocus Pocus.
It is legit. It's elite. I promise you.
It's legit.
I fuck with creature features is my shit.
Okay.
If y'all don't count Jurassic Park, Alien, that's a good one.
Alien is like the OG. Alien, The Thing.
Thing.
I
ain't watched the Thing yet.
It's good.
I'm gonna get into the Thing. But Alien, my shit. When niggas busting out of people's chests, I'm like, oh, y'all going crazy.
And I'm not sure everybody knows, but they didn't prep any of the actors on set for that scene when the alien burst out of his chest. None of the actors were prepped. They saw the script. They saw the script that something was going to emerge, but they weren't prepped on like how it was going to come out or when it was going to come out. So the woman on there who was actually screaming, she literally fainted on set. Like that was her real reaction. Yeah.
Man, wow. I would love to be on that set. I was like, I got y'all scary ass. Like I couldn't even keep a straight face.
Like, yeah, you want to scare somebody? You scared me today. Earned that check today, buddy. Got me fucked up. Yeah, definitely Alien. For me, the movies that always scared me, but they always drove home for me was anything dealing with like supernatural, paranormal. We need to call the priest. We need an exorcism tomorrow. Like any movie like that, it definitely always got me. I grew up in the church. My granddad's a deacon. Grandma always going to mission and revival and stuff like that. So I spent a lot of uncle preacher. So I spent a lot of time learning about like, spirituality, religion and everything. And so to literally have movies out that kind of challenge that, you be like, I'm like, the devil thought he had me today.
I feel wrong watching it.
I feel wrong, but they were good because the thing for me with scary movies, I love the exposition. I love that point in the movie where the family is confused. They don't know why they're going through what they're going through. They meet that old person or they meet that one person. They're going to tell you why you're going through. You're living on a house that's cursed or whatever. Like your lineage causes for you to be possessed every other night. Oh, hey, it's your fault. You just got to. I love movies like that. That's my shit.
For real though. But no, honestly, when you mention that, my favorite possessed movie is The Exorcist. Hands down. I watched it for the first time when I was in high school at like 3:00 in the morning, and I thought that everything was done perfectly. The fact that you could scare me and I didn't want to go to sleep that night, I was done for. Like I was good. I was really good. And that definitely changed the way I looked at scary movies. Like if you're not delivering the way that they did it in the fucking 80s or 70s, I forgot what year it came out. Nah.
It was I think it was the late 70s or early 80s.
Yeah, that shit was delivered. Absolutely delivered.
Yeah, they did really good. They did really good with The Exorcist, and a lot of directors and a lot of films, kind of borrow from that a little bit. I mean, even look at The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It. Like did the whole opening scene from The Exorcist. So that was really great. Like, it kind of, I love the homage and I love the callbacks to it. But speaking of The Conjuring 3 as a possession movie or a movie about possession, I did not like it. Especially considering what they've done in the Conjuring universe. That movie was a huge letdown. And even thinking about possession movies, that it barely showed the guy possessed. He was just in a mental hospital, or he was in a prison half the movie. What did the devil make you do? Lay down? I'm sorry. Like, what?
He's so disrespectful. I think I loved it. I really did, because it showed different sides. They always showed the person being possessed, but they didn't show like reflection of it, like who's doing the possessing. So it's like, it's not only was it the devil, it was like a person out doing some legit witchcraft, which is very petrifying to me because I believe in that shit. You're not gonna get a lock in my hair and then have me doing some dances all over the place. Like, no, that is legit to me. And so seeing that, I looked in my back seat before I drove off because it had a hold on me.
I do that anyways.
It had a legit hold on me. I thought that they did really good. They showed Ed and Lorraine a different relationship.
It was a love story. Let's just call it what it is. It was good though. It's just, as a movie from the Conjuring universe, moving on.
And sequels kind of lose their touch after so many. Like the second Conjuring wasn't my favorite at all. Like
it was a good follow-up, but it wasn't as iconic as the first one.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, when it comes to sequels, I thought it was a good sequel, but I get your discrepancy. That's all.
Another movie that did the supernatural absolutely amazing to me was the Insidious franchise. Like they took the world by storm when they released. Jeron, did you ever catch Insidious movies?
Yeah, I watched the Insidious movie when we was in choir in 9th grade in the choir class, and we was going. I think it was at the end of the semester or something.
It had been. I'm like, y'all.
It was like Christmas break or Thanksgiving or one of them breaks, and my choir teacher put it on, and then I was like, I'm like, oh, I'm with, a little bit. Yeah. And I was like, I'm with my people. I'm like, oh, I can't get scared here. And then, you know what I'm saying?
Got scared in front of the whole class. You can't get scared in front of the whole class.
The dude started walking past the window.
Yep.
Came back across that window. And then he was in the room. I said, you true. Ain't no way y'all wrote this.
Boy, no way, boy.
She went out to throw that trash out. The little boy was dancing in the house. I'm like, this is your kid?
Every time I hear that song,
it's a rap. I can't listen.
It's a rap.
One of my friends, she legitimately likes that song, and she'll play it like out of nowhere. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? And she's like, you don't like it? And I'm like, no.
You don't like it?
No, she'll out here tiptoe, and I'm like, bitch, I'm not about to fool with you today. No, but okay, the way you feel about the Conjuring third sequel, how do you feel about the rest of the Insidious franchise? Like they muddied the water with the third one, but I like the last a lot. So,
what was the last Insidious movie? The Last Key.
I watched that one.
Had to do with the psychic and like her upbringing and stuff. I loved it. I thought it was good. I thought the fear was good. The storyline, it was very much relatable, like, you know, the domestic household, or domestic abuse household. So I thought it was good. I'm biased. I love Insidious stuff.
I love the Insidious franchise too.
The second one, that was with the little girl with it.
That's the third one.
That's the third one.
The dude with the mask on his face, that ugly ass nigga.
I need to rewatch those movies. I went to the movies to see the first one, and I went to see the second one. I went to see all of these actually. I love the franchise. It definitely holds up, and it's one that should be regarded as part of that, as part of some of the great movies. And plus, at least the first two movies had Patrick Wilson, and that's what kind of got him signed up for The Conjuring. They were like, "Oh, you goated. We got you, bro." So I love those movies, and it definitely it played on that whole fear of like sleep paralysis and night terrors and having nightmares, and it gave us what I feel like is an original concept with that whole going into the further. You know, movies always talk about people being sidekicks and all of these, but what movies do you actually get to see, like the dream world that they're going into? You know what I'm saying? So I loved Insidious for what they did, and I even love that they brought what was her name, Elise. They brought her back for the other movies because they needed to. You know, they needed to because she was that bitch. Period.
The fact about Elise, I didn't know. I just literally watched Nightmare on Elm Street. She was in Nightmare on Elm Street.
Really? What?
Yeah. So it kind of is interesting that you mentioned like the whole sleep and stuff. And she didn't play a big role, but she was still in that kind of movie.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, girl, I see you do your damn thing up in here in the 80s and shit. But she killed it in the Insidious franchise. Though. Yeah. She definitely stepped up to the plate. But yeah, she was in there. So I was like, okay, girlfriend.
And the Nightmare on Elm Street movie was based on it was based on like some real things that people were going through. It was people in like concentration camps, and they were having like what is it when you can't sleep? It's like insomnia, and they had like developed like sleep disorders. They couldn't sleep, and when they did sleep, they were just reliving like traumatic experiences and stuff. So the director kind of like took on that. Yeah, like he kind of took on that, and so little fun fact for y'all.
Okay. What the little
I know. I be knowing a lot of shit about scary movies, man. I am smart.
The concept of Nightmare on Elm Street, which is very much, again, top 10. The fact that you can't go to sleep. And when you go to sleep, the evil person's there. When you wake up, the evil person's there. Oh, can't nothing kill that. Like, I could see Jason coming. I could see Michael Myers coming or anybody else coming. But I can't fall asleep. That shit.
Yeah. That's insanity at that point.
Yeah. Nah, that's up there with horror and, to me, psychological thrillers, because I can't escape any type of way. I'm not safe at home. I'm not safe in my own mind, because you don't know if you're awake or asleep. I don't even know how to defeat this person, really. Every Nightmare on Elm Street movie has a different way of destroying Freddy. That pedophile ass nigga, like, that is crazy. This shit's crazy. That's what it is.
I was gonna say that's possibly part of like what makes scary movies so popular is the fact that they take a concept from our reality and play on the natural fears that are associated with it. I mean, of course you have those fantasy in Hollywood, but literally you take a normal concept of somebody can't sleep, or when they do sleep, they're having these vivid nightmares that they physically hurt themselves. That's night terrors. That's what night terrors are. And so you take that and you develop that into a whole franchise. Like, we got Freddy Krueger, one of the best horror movie villains. Like, he's part of the big three in the 80s and 90s as far as like horror movie villains, you know?
Damn right.
And I feel like that's what, and this is where we can kind of get into you talked about body horror. Body horror was not widely accepted when it first came out, like when it was first starting to get out there, because who wants to watch torture porn? Who wants to watch literal humans get fingers cut off and all of that stuff? And so when those movies came out, they were like taboo. It's like, you're not supposed to go watch that. You weird if you go on a. But now they're so for real. You weird. Like, why you watching somebody get their tongue cut off? Like,
eyelids ripped off.
I'm worried about you. You know what I'm saying? That's how you got to talk to people. But now,
when people when Saw came out, like, you were lined up. Go watch.
The first Saw was more so like a thriller. But once they kind of tapped into that, we finna take the games to another level. We finna amp it up, because the public they needed that escape. You know what I'm saying? You think about all of the stuff that we go through in society, that kind of shapes what you get in scary movies. You know, I just going on a whole rant about that. I'm sorry, but it's real though. It's real. It's real.
Jigsaw. Yeah, Jigsaw. He was like, no, seriously, we here. Like, to me, I guess it would be weird to say this. Jigsaw was dope to me because he still gave people a choice. He was still the bad guy, but he made people see themselves for who they really are.
Yeah,
now, absolutely. It wasn't his right to do it. In a way, he was like the Thanos of the Jigsaw, like the Saw universe.
Hey, he was the judge, jury, and the executioner. He's like, you finna
Yeah, but it was just like, and I think that's another reason why people wanted to see the Saw movies, just to see how crazy Jigsaw was gonna get and like what type of torture he was gonna ensue. But yeah, that nigga was wild, and to find out he was going through cancer himself, like,
yeah, like, and he had been done wrong. Like, it was like insurance fraud. There was a lot of stuff going on there, and I feel like that's kind of what made the movies good, is the fact that you get to see all of these moral conflicts, and you have people that are actually trying to atone for those sins. Like, you got to face your judgment. And he was always saying, like, oh, if you good, you gonna make it out the trap. If not, an L. You just gotta take an L.
That's hard. You gotta rip somebody's fingernails off to make it out. That's so fucked up.
Oh, wow.
Like that's torture. That's so fucked up.
All she did was get addicted to meth.
That's
what?
That's
You just say all you gotta do is get addicted
that's
to
it.
meth.
That's all she did. She ain't do nothing wrong. She ain't do nothing wrong to nobody. She just want to do a little crack. That's it, man.
Put meth in this little trap.
Oh man, I'm weak that you're passionate about this.
Another realm movies that I've started to tap into a lot more are movies that do the cults and movies that deal with rituals and stuff like that. Prime example, Hereditary. Another example, Midsommar. Like, man, first of all, Hereditary and Midsommar, both made by A24, who is definitely stepping their game up as far as like giving you excellently directed movies of any genre. Because have y'all seen Zola? Did y'all see Zola? No, it's okay, but it's good. It's okay, but it's good. It's not a scary movie or anything, but I just wanted to throw that out there. But yeah, Hereditary and Midsommar.
I hate it.
How did you feel?
Absolutely hated it. And like through like probably the first 20-30 minutes of the movie, I was like, I'm ready to go. Like I don't even want to watch this anymore because I was pissed. I was pissed throughout the whole fucking movie. I thought it was a waste of my damn time because I didn't like it. I mean, I watched the review and I got the story concept, but I did not like that movie. And maybe it's because the cult isn't my thing. It's not my steez. But it was
you don't fuck with cults?
No.
Or did you not like how this cult movie played out?
Maybe it's because I didn't like the way it was played out. It was a lot. I mean, I can't say that it was a lot, but it was just I didn't understand it. But I did watch. It was one movie. It was called Witch, and had to do with a goat.
Mm-hmm.
Like back in like the 1800s.
This is made by the same studio.
Okay, yeah, I like that one. I did like that one, and the plot.
That's weird.
I don't know. I like that one. Like,
that movie was slow.
I don't know. I don't know what it was, but I did like that one. It was weird. And then the goat started talking. I was like, this shit funny. Like
it was a lot. It was a lot happening in that movie.
It was really weird, and then it ended up being the actual girl being the witch. Like so, it was.
She was a witch. Spoiler alert.
You haven't seen it. I'm sorry.
I mean, that movie been out like 5 years, so if you haven't seen it, it's your fault.
Come here.
I don't get how you didn't like Hereditary. Like Hereditary, it did good with giving you subtle horror, subtle scares. I will say it doesn't get active until the climax, so the last 20 minutes.
15 minutes, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the last 15-20 minutes. That's when everything it was a build up throughout the whole movie. If you look in certain scenes, you got basically everything that happened in this movie was contrived by the cult. And every single thing, this is for the people that pay attention to everything in a movie like me. There's different symbols going on throughout the whole. In every frame, there's a symbol from the cult. It's a lot of different things going on. So if you haven't seen Hereditary and you like one of those movies that are like a psychological thriller where you got to sit and pay attention to everything, it's a great movie for that. But if you want like a casual movie, don't watch it. It's not a casual movie.
Give it a chance.
You should though. You really should, because it's one of those movies you have to watch twice. You watch it the first time, you're like, WTF? Like basically by the end, you like, what? So watch it again and pay attention to like every single thing.
Well, since you mentioned like the cult, you got to mention As Above, So Below. That movie.
Oh shit, Jeron, you seen that movie? I think you seen that.
That movie.
Yeah.
You go down there and they reliving they past.
That was.
Yeah.
And that was a movie. That was a movie I didn't understand the first time I watched it. I had to watch a video talking about the movie, and watch another video. Did watch the movie
style
again.
that they did, and like some people don't like
the fine film.
Yeah. I think that can confuse you a lot, and especially when like they had to go back through it. The whole thing was just weird, but that movie did very much scare me because you got claustrophobia, you got the dark, you got your own like past trauma and stuff, and then you got the devil at the end of it. So that's very scary.
The damn devil. Anytime you put the devil in the movie, it's gonna be something.
Scary, so.
It's gonna be something because nobody likes that. Nobody likes that.
I hope not.
So yeah, and I feel like As Above, So Below, I feel like it only worked because it was that camera shaky cam thing. Because thinking about it, I don't think it would have worked as like a normally directed film. You know what I'm saying? Because of the concept, like they're in caves. It worked. It worked for that's a movie that can only be executed once. So if we're talking about movies that don't need a sequel, As Above, So Below is one of them. Yeah.
And then, like, I feel like the reason why they did the camera views to make you feel like you're in there with them, like you're behind the camera,
definitely
like behind the person recording it, so you're going through it yourself. I literally held onto my seat for dear life. I was like, Jesus, I ain't gonna make it out of here. Like, it was hard. It was a really hard watch.
If you're looking for golden finds at reasonable prices, check out Fool's Gold Thrift, where we have something for every style. www.foolsgold.com.
Man, we've talked about, well, we've went through the supernatural movies. We got the found film, but we ain't talked about, we ain't talked about no slasher films. How y'all feel about slasher films?
Slasher. My all-time favorite slasher film is definitely Chucky.
Oh, yeah.
I can see that. I can see that.
The dude being the serial killer soul being in there, and then
after the little doll.
Yeah, having to change it between Chucky, the serial killer, and then the doll. And then when he pulled up on that black dude with the with the voodoo doll, he came with blood, bro. He wanted blood.
Man, he was back for blood.
I was like, my black brother, no.
My friend, my brother. I agree. Chucky was executed very well back in the 80s and stuff. Child's Play, man, I love Child's Play. That's like top 10 classic. Very well executed, and Chucky is he's the pettiest villain. I'll say him and Annabelle. Movies about dolls, they're the pettiest. Annabelle and Chucky are top 2 petty.
Like Nick got killed by a doll.
Yeah.
Like, bro, it's a doll. Like, what are you doing? And like in the middle of the movie, he attacked the police officer, had him wreck his whole car and everything. Like, bro, it's a doll. Bag on him. Yeah, like,
I was like, how you get caught slipping this bad by a dog?
Caught slipping, bro.
I'm like, I can only imagine if he was like as an actual human.
Yeah, like, bro, like, come on now. And my cousin actually had a Child's Play doll. We were growing up, and one time the doll started talking like during a thunderstorm, so they threw the doll away. Away. So if the doll was haunted, we won't know because we threw that whole.
Did they shoot it in the heart?
We should have. We should have. A lot of shit was going on.
It ain't dead then.
So how do y'all feel about like voodoo and stuff? Because that's actually not really tapped into in the horror genre, and I feel like it should.
I believe in voodoo, so I like to keep like an arm's length distance away. Like occult voodoo, all that stuff. When we can play with it, that's when you know no, because humans are stupid. So like, I don't. And like I love Skeleton Key, like we mentioned last time, and the concept. Of course, it has to be a white woman in there. Even in the movie, they say black people didn't stay for long. We believe in that shit. White people don't want to take the time to actually believe in it. But what other movies actually do voodoo besides like
recently Spell with Omar Hardwick and Loretta Devine. You haven't seen it?
I have to watch it. I'm gonna put it on my to-do list to watch. I'm gonna try.
You should watch it. You should watch it. I have mixed feelings about it, and I need to watch it again. I had mixed feelings about it. It was good, but I feel like the concept was there because you have Loretta Devine playing this old woman. She's in that mammy role. Baby, I got you here, and she's doing voodoo. You know, like so. The concept
like Omari Hardwick is like Morris Chestnut. I don't want to see Omari Hardwick in a horror movie. I'm sorry, like that's just not something that I really want to see. Or like seeing Michael Ealy. Omari Hardwick, fine.
Michael Ealy is in the movie. You know he's gonna be the crazy guy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna be scared.
But yeah, I agree. I
just feel like Omari Hardwick give me a hug and everything will be okay. So
yeah, I mean, you got Ghost from Power. No. Like you got the hardest drug dealer in New York, right? Playing this nigga who's trapped in a house.
That's why
it was okay movie. It's okay.
Maybe that's why I'm not so like forthcoming to watch it and then Loretta Devine. I'm sorry. Waiting to exhale. Is he watching me walk away? I'm not. I'm not interested in watching it.
She was playing a movie. She was playing a role she was always meant to play.
My mama.
Yeah, somebody's mama. That's her.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna still watch it, but I'm not gonna be eager to watch it. So I'm here with it.
Yeah, it's not a lot of movies that kind of tap into voodoo, but honestly, I feel like that's because voodoo is widely has a big misconception because there's different types of voodoo. I've learned. I'm not going to quote them on here because I know them verbatim, but there are different types. I've heard that there's like white voodoo, like not for white people, but it's like voodoo that's like, you know, healthy. That's with the sage and all of that stuff. Then there's the dark stuff, like we summoning stuff. But I feel like white people took that and ran with it because black people weren't using voodoo. We was trying to heal. We was doing remedies, you know, trying to heal our people and doing stuff for to grow food. And then one day somebody got mad because you got the two different types of witches. You got white witches and witches. Like it's a lot of different stuff.
People with the shit too. Don't be confused.
Yeah, I'm not gonna tap into it, but I definitely want to like talk to somebody that does like that is into that kind of stuff because it's a part of their own beliefs and stuff too. So I'm not gonna
voodoo and stuff. It can be religious based. So a lot of African countries who, like you said, believe in voodoo to be religion and to be closer to the ancestors and stuff. I don't know anything about it. I don't have an urge to know anything about it.
I'm not gonna practice it. I feel like there's nothing wrong with knowing about it though. Well, you know, learning the history of it or something.
Yeah. Like I said, I like to keep that shit arm's length away.
You definitely want to keep it where it's at. Like,
no.
You don't want to go.
Don't come over to my house trying to do a seance.
Because I definitely
bringing out Ouija boards and stuff.
Scary. I want to.
So have y'all actually had like paranormal experiences before?
I have.
It got real quiet, so I'm sorry if I brought up a lot of trauma.
No, I
y'all was like, damn.
Do I want to talk about it here?
Y'all want to bring this up? Like he might come back.
Come out of the closet right now.
Other than some weird dreams, I haven't really just had any real life experiences like with like apparitions or nothing like that.
Same like Jeron. I had some very realistic dreams. Like I said, don't laugh. I promise you, I was visited by aliens, and I was pissed because I thought
you keep going back to this alien thing. So what happened? What happened with that?
I was waking up in the middle of the night, and something was right here, like in front of my face. Then, like all of a sudden, I saw lights and shit. That I shit you not, and I rolled over, and I was like, "What really happened?" Like I said, if you've ever seen Dark Skies, it was almost legit like that. And like I love that movie.
So did that movie?
And I woke up.
Okay. So
I hadn't seen it in like a long time. Okay, it wasn't something that like. No, I wasn't traumatized at all. And like I believe in that stuff, but I'm not the type of person that goes to look in the sky and look for shit. I mind my business. And so when I believed that happened, I was like, I legit laid there in bed and I was wide awake. It was maybe you were asleep or we were in the middle of a dream. I was wide awake. Like I could like still see it and like it was dark. I'm getting like goosebumps thinking about it. It was very weird. And then to like see lights and it looked like my whole like roof to my house was like gone. And all of a sudden,
whoa!
It was like I'm so serious. Like I've talked to people about it, but not in depth. It really fucked me up. And so like I woke up like the next morning, everything was fine. It definitely shook the shit out of me. And to this day, I just like I'm very leery about that shit. Like I believe in aliens. I believe in extraterrestrial. I don't mind. I don't do shit. Mind my business. So I was like, why they bothering me? Like damn, I don't do nothing.
Yeah, God, aliens. I haven't had a experience with aliens, but I've had like two very weird experiences in my lifetime that I've been like, So I told y'all about the Shadow Man, And if y'all don't know about the Shadow Man, that's the paralysis demon that literally everybody, hundreds of thousands of people across the world are reportedly having the same nightmare with this guy, the Shadow Man. So he's a tall body. He has a body, so to speak. It's a wide brim hat with a long trench coat, but he's just all black. He's darker than darkness itself. So you can literally see him in the dark.
Bro, you fucked me up because I think I've seen this.
I'm sure. Listen, anybody has seen the Shadow Man, because this one time. Well, I've never had sleep paralysis before. Knock on wood. Like, I don't want to have it either, because I've heard that's an experience that I would die if it happened. I'm just gonna. It's not that my body gonna give up. I'm gonna give up. Like, go to sleep. I'm done. I'm done.
I told my cousin.
I'm done.
My cousin, he's a nurse, and I told him, I was like, I think I went through sleep paralysis. And he was like, oh, that's your first time? And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah. And he was like, people go through sleep paralysis all the time. I was like, but I saw somebody. And he was like, oh, you was probably dreaming. I was like, don't brush me off. I had a legit experience. Like, that shit.
Yeah.
I was mad too. It's crazy.
Like, so for me, there's this thing called the witching hour. Supposedly, legend has it that there's two different witching hours. There's 12 to 1, which is, at midnight or whatever. And then there's another witching hour that happens at 3 o'clock, 3 a.m. on the dot. So that's supposedly, and I'm sorry if I'm getting a little too spooky, but this is from like Exorcism Emily Rose, based on a true story. And it also is followed up in other concepts and other literature too, that 3 a.m. is the time where the ghosts and stuff come out to play. My dumb ass. I was in my room one night watching TV, stayed up real late, and I was in there with my cousin. My cousin went to sleep, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to the other room to go to sleep. And I walk out of my door and I look down the hallway. I see the Shadow Man literally just standing in the middle of the hallway, and I'm like,
no.
I'm like, whoa! Like I froze in fear. I didn't know what to do. I stood there and this is why I'm not all the way skeptical about Black people behavior in scary movies, because I had that experience. Like, sometimes when you're so scared, you're standing there trying to comprehend what you're actually seeing. So I'm standing there like, what is this? Like, I was just silent, and it was so dark that like I shouldn't have been able to see anything. But I saw him vividly and clearly. So I ran back in the room. I cut the light on and I watched Joel Osteen till like 7 o'clock in the morning. So that's how I survived that. And my second paranormal experience, I was watching this TV show called The Haunting or The Haunted or something like that. It used to come on like Discovery Channel. I love it. I still watch it to this day. I still watch it.
They don't have new episodes, but I still watch it. That should be scary.
Actually, they do. Well, no, not recently. Not recently. I think the last season was
on
like
Netflix
2018. Too. Yeah. And so I was watching that one day, and me and my cousins, bored at home alone in Mississippi, we was like, let's make a Ouija board. So we made this makeshift Ouija board and got a jar to act as like the little medium thing or whatever. So we get on there with this fake Ouija board and tried to like ask a question. We tried to ask a question. I forgot what question we asked, but when we asked it, the jar, mind you, this is like a mason jar which you make moonshine, right? It's clear, nothing written on it or anything. The jar fell over, and it was writing on the wall, shining from the flashlight through the jar. Mind you, this jar is clear, nothing written on it, no riffles or edges, nothing to make the word. But it was words on the wall that I was not finna decipher, so I ran out of the room. Cause what am I? A little bitch, okay?
Just pissed at this entire story. Like, oh my gosh.
Young. I was so young.
Like, y'all didn't find it. Y'all went out y'all way.
We went out our way to look for it. We did some white people stuff, and to this day, I regret it.
Like, I feel like you kind of like jinxed me and Jeron just for being on here.
Oh yeah, y'all here. Y'all here for it.
I'm anointed. I don't know what you're talking about. I am anointed, okay? I'm gonna tell you that. Only thing that fucked with me is them aliens, and they bitch asses ain't come back. So.
Oh, so you think?
Say that.
That's how you
I
think.
wasn't awake.
Aliens
I wasn't awake.
You wasn't awake. Yeah, they just started sedating you. That was like we tried to be cool with them. When we woke her up, she started screaming. So now she gotta be asleep the whole time.
They probably got something like the calendar in the spaceship. They was like, okay, it's whole week. Next week.
Yeah, they were like, hey, we coming back. And they really finna be mad because they're gonna go back to your house. Like, dang, she moved. She moved. They're like, she's not even here no more. They're like, hey, Miss Bree. Hey, man. They mad. They like, man. Now we got to invade Earth. Like, hey, we just
I feel bad for the person who moved in there. They gonna show up and be like, you ain't Brianna. Who the fuck?
Oh, my fault, my nigga. I ain't know.
My bad, cuz. Do you know her though? I see you follow her on Instagram.
I see
you follow her on Instagram.
Yeah, like look at my phone, bro. Look at my phone right here. You know her?
You mean to tell me you don't know this bitch? So I was talking to somebody the other day, and I was like, y'all, I don't think I'd be too scared of ghosts. It depends on what kind of ghost it is. If it's a nigga ghost, I'll be straight. But if it's a racist ghost, I feel like it's different kinds of ghosts. I don't think it's a regular ghost.
Or a ghost
you got slave ghosts.
Yeah, I feel like it's an ancestral ghost. I feel like it'll fuck.
Yeah, if it's a slave ghost, I'm gonna be straight. Unless they be like, you an old Uncle Tom nigga. So then they gonna like, but I'm not an Uncle Tom ass nigga, so I'm straight. Like, what if it's like a ghost from Memphis and you go to sleep and then he like tap you on your shoulder? He like, right? Let me borrow $20 to the mall.
Hey, say mine.
Hey, what's up, man? Say mine.
I need them $20. No, I'm talking about.
Need them $20, bro. Hey, you gonna give me some? Gonna pick up some wings for your boy? Like, bro, you dead? You don't eat wings no more. Pick up them wings, bro.
Yeah, like go back to the cemetery. I ain't the only nigga in the apartment building.
Hey, no.
The last two.
Or it's a ghost. It's like a petty ghost. It's like a petty ghost that cut your lights on. It's like, bro, my light bill. Like, it's the first of the month. Come on, man. Like,
hey, bro, look at that dumb ass nigga trying to sleep.
Look at the nigga. Hold on, wake him up.
That's the type of ghost I would be. I promise you, I would be.
Yeah, I'd be. If I was a ghost, I'd be a petty ghost.
I would be hiding like towels and stuff. I'd hide your glasses. They'd be underneath the bed, like do some weird shit. But you
honestly,
put your down, and I'm gonna put them in like the dryer or some shit. Like
I'd be a lazy ghost, like because black people don't stick around for nothing scary, except for me that one time. Like I was really trying to comprehend what I was seeing, but I'd probably scare them like once a month. Something like that. Because if I do too much, they gonna move. You know what I'm saying?
Like
black people don't investigate. Black people don't investigate. We're going back to grandma's house. Come on, pack your bags. We're going back to Grammy's.
You said you're gonna scare them once a month, right? When they get
like once a month. On payday, you getting scared every payday. It's spooky. Nah. I'm gonna scare them when they broke. So they really gonna be down bad. Wait till they smoke all their weed. Like, oh, it's over with now. It's open season tonight.
You hear steps, and you ain't even got no attic, and all of a sudden you're hearing steps and shit. Your whole house is one level. What the
whole
fuck?
House, my whole house on the bottom floor, and there's nobody on top of me. Like, bro, I be tripping sometimes because like I stay in this apartment, and these kids stay above me, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna go and complain one day that the kids be making all this noise. They gonna be like, no one's lived in that year. Wow. That's crazy. Like, wow. Well, like, can I move in? Like, let me move up there then. Like, let me get that spot in. Somebody gonna make the noise.
They gonna tell you, ain't nobody been living there for years. I heard somebody fucking last Tuesday.
Right.
Who was in that?
They're gonna be like, that's the maintenance men. They do that all the time. Oh, okay. All right. the maintenance men. They do that all the time. So. Okay. All right. So what in real life? Because a lot of scary movies like based off of real life. So last thing we're gonna get into. So what parts of like real life kind of connect you with scary movies a little bit, or kind of drive out that fear factor?
I don't know anymore.
We're doing a lot.
I guess we got religious beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
The paranormal will scare you the most. And then, I mean, if you got maybe fear of like dogs or some kind of phobia, like arachnophobia, you're not gonna fuck with 8-legged freaks. If y'all see 8-legged freaks, that's all. Like that's all.
That movie goated too. I love it.
Yeah, or if you don't fuck with I don't know what the fear of sharks is, but if you don't fuck with that, you're not
shark phobia. Like, I think it's natural to be afraid of a shark. I would. Like, like why the fuck?
Like you can be scared of it, but actually being like within distance, like spitting distance of it, that's gonna fuck you up. So.
Yeah.
You ain't about to spit nowhere. Like.
Nah, them videos where it's like people swimming and they had the camera above water and they got the shark right there.
Yep.
I'm dead right here.
You know, that's an actual fear. That's an actual fear that people have. A lot of people are scared, like being in the middle of the ocean, and it's like if you put your head in the ocean and then you open your eyes, it's like something like of a big mass could be under you.
Bro, chill out. I'm getting chills right now.
That's an actual fear.
Wow, I have that because you just talking about that triggers so much anxiety.
I forgot what it's called.
I had an experience. I went on a vacation one time and I went in the ocean for a night swim. It's funny because it was definitely like a whole orgy in the ocean, and like nobody was really worried about it until like I started to think about it. I was like, it's definitely like pitch black out here. Ain't nobody worried about shit. Like, I'm so serious. Like I saw people like having sex like within like 5 feet away from me. It was wild. In the ocean. Like I was like, and I thought about it, I was like, your pH balance gonna be fucked up, sis. But
it's gotta be wild. It's like, let's have sex on the beach. No.
It was in the ocean. And like legit, I didn't think about it until I drove off. I was like, ocean at like 10 o'clock at night. Who the fuck knows what could grab my ass and pull me down? My mind was not in the right place. Like it was wild. But definitely like those type of like rational fears. I think mine would be, I mean, I'm prepared for the zombie apocalypse, but I still don't want it to happen. Like, just something that would definitely, like, fuck me up mentally. Or even, like, being on airplanes and shit. All the time.
Oh, you don't like flying?
I like flying, but just still, when I'm in the air and I'm looking out the window, I'm like, what if this whole thing dropped? Like,
oh, wow.
Like,
wow. I try not to think about that, but I get it.
It's a thought.
For me, ever since my experience with the Shadow Man, I've been afraid of the dark ever since. So anybody that knows me knows I have buku lights in my room. I have LED lights on every part of my room now. I put LED lights behind my TV yesterday. So I'm afraid of the dark, and I'm afraid of what could be in the dark. I'm afraid of who might be in the dark looking at me. When I cut the lights off at night, I sprint to my room. Like, that's me. I'm sprinting. Like, because nothing's going to catch me. You're not going to catch me. I'm too fast. I have a fear of seeing people. And I actually read this on an article. I was just trying to find it. I have a fear of seeing people in the dark on a roof. There have been people that have been reported like they'll be walking to their apartment or something, and they look up and they see people standing on the roof. Like, yeah, it's crazy. Like, and I'm like, I have that same fear because I thought I saw somebody standing on the roof one day, and I was like, why are you on the roof at midnight?
Yeah.
Like, they just standing there?
They just there, bro, chilling, looking at you. They looking at you, looking at them. That's them aliens Bree was talking about. They there. Them niggas there. Like, so I'm afraid of stuff like that. Man, like it's so many different things. I used to be afraid of clowns. I had a very vivid clown nightmare, and what's crazy, bro? You talked about Insidious earlier. I had a dream that was similar to that. So I was laying in bed. I had just saw It, the original Stephen King's It, right? Deathly afraid of clowns. I'm laying in the bed. It was a bunk bed, and there was a window outside of the room that you could like the door to the other side of the house was right there by that window, and the room was like on this side. So you can go through that door and walk around the corner and be from the outside. And so I saw the clown. This was definitely a dream. It was definitely a dream. I saw the clown standing outside the window knocking on the door. And by the time I blinked, the nigga was in the room. The window. He was like, I'm gonna just come through the window. I'm not coming through the door. So he was in the room.
All over again.
It was insidious. That's why that movie scared me so much. It, for some reason, it found my actual fear and projected that onto a movie, because I was done. Once I saw that scene in that movie, I was like, yeah, I'm done. This is it. It's the greatest movie of all time. Like it really
is, because nobody had done that in like years, to the point where
that was a very original jump scare movie.
They were timed so perfectly, bro. Like at the end when they had the meeting at the table, and then it cut to the dude, and he
it was in the back.
Yeah, he was behind the girl. I was like, how y'all think of that? Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like y'all sick.
Mention like childhood, like the movies that scared you and stuff. One movie until I became an adult I did not watch was The Grudge. I still do not watch it because it's just like creepy.
You didn't watch it?
I mean, I've watched it as an adult. I watched like a clip of it when I was a child, and I never watched it until like last year.
Wow, that's it's a great movie though. As a kid, it definitely terrible.
Yeah,
because she did that noise. She was like, oh.
Yeah, it was the noise. Don't do it. I will hang up right now.
Just did it. You're gonna die.
No, that's always like
you're gonna die in 7 days.
Like
rain.
Even when I'm outside of my grandma's house, like, 'cause she's in the country, like.
Oh yeah.
Very country. It's like a dirt road to her house, and there's only like one street light, and like past that light is pitch black dark. And so, like, if you're outside with the dog, I'm staying in the light. I don't even go nowhere near the dark. That's that like deathly dark. I don't.
Oh yeah, that's that Shadow Man dark right there.
That's that Silent Hill.
If I hear shit, I'm like, you know what? Yes, let me just go back and turn on.
There was a movie called Darkness Falls, and that movie was about a kid with night terrors, and I love that movie. Now we went to the movies to see it. I held my eyes closed the whole movie. Swear to God, the whole movie.
As a kid, as a kid.
This was at the time when kids got the movies for free, so didn't nobody waste no time. So I was good. I was literally in the movie like with my eyes like covered the whole time. I didn't see the movie till 2 years later.
The movie that did that to me was Wrong Turn. And that's one of my favorites.
I love Wrong Turn.
As a kid, I ain't watching none of that shit. Like my whole family was in the living room watching it, so clearly I couldn't watch nothing else. Like I was definitely facing the chair, didn't want to see anything of it. I heard one of the killers like laughing. I was at all tonight. Yeah, I love the movie now as an adult.
Yeah, that's it's definitely goated for me as like a slasher film. That Wrong Turn, The Hills Have Eyes, Texas Massacre, those movies that dealt with like that aversion to like incest and mutations and all of that stuff. Like those movies, them backwater country movies. I grew up in the country. Jeepers Creepers, like. No, me and my friends always were like paranoid of stuff like that. Like, especially Jeepers Creepers 2, like because we rode our buses on these dusty highways. Like we were done. We would have been done, been dead.
Those are the best stuff.
Oh, I have like another scary experience. I've lived a very spooky life. Because at one point I did want to study the occult. I wanted to be that was a little side hobby for me. One time my aunt drove us through a graveyard and acted like quit. And when I tell y'all, she acted like her car died in the graveyard. Like there's a graveyard like down the street from my grandma. She was driving through it and she had stopped, cut the car off. Like I didn't even know she had did all that. I'm like, hey, what you doing? It's time to go. What's going on? And she started acting like quit. And I swear to God, it looked like people like walking off.
I have.
It probably was. Like, don't play with Gucci boys in the graveyard.
I was in their neighborhood. Like, the fuck are you doing there? So.
Yeah, I stayed in the wrong shit as a kid. Lived a very fearful life. For me to be scared of everything, I'm not scared to like try. I will say that. But man,
it's funny that you mentioned that too. It's like an unspoken thing that hates like the men that come into my family, and just like how where the proximity of your house to the cemetery was, that's where my family's house is. Like where my family's buried, they tell the men that want to marry the women in my family, they're like, oh, you gotta walk to the cemetery and back in the dark. No flashlight.
No flashlight.
Flashlight. Flashlight.
And she ain't worth marrying like that. Even get no marriage over here.
No, a lot of the men in my family, they did it, and they be like, "Oh, that was easy," like that. And
yeah, all right. Ancestors just standing all over y'all, and y'all married. Like, look at them. Look at them. Fucking.
No,
great grandpa over there mad at the mug. You like, wish that nigga would have tripped on the way to the graveyard. We shouldn't even let that. Shouldn't even let that nigga make it.
He had the Air Max 95s on, huh? I remember that.
Yeah, yeah. He was scared though. That one nigga, he was scared. That my nephew now, but he was scared. He was scared. I see.
I kind of breathe down his neck a little bit just to make sure he was scared. Oh shit!
Bro, okay. I do not want to be trapped in a haunted house with y'all. The ghost could be over there trying to scare us. We're gonna start laughing. He'll be like, wow, just fuck me, huh? Like, yeah, demon. Like, yeah, bitch.
I'm just saying, man, I seen scary shit in the movie, bro. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with you, though.
Yeah, like, you spooky, bro.
Like, you cool. You just ain't scary. You cool, though.
Yo,
you know what? I'm done. I can't tell you no more, y'all. I can't take no more.
I ain't telling y'all shit else. I promise you I ain't telling you nothing else.
Yes, you are, because you're going to tell us more even on the next episode.
I'm not telling you a damn thing. I'll make shit up. It ain't going to be personal.
All right, so I have over here my Ouija board. So
you got a Ouija board?
I'm going to ask the Ouija board if this was a great episode.
You finna play the
Ouija board if this is a great episode of Culture Caviar.
My internet going out.
Jerry, pause.
I think my internet going out.
Right here. Right
hey, chill out.
He's looking like, I'm gonna get this nigga.
Chill out. So I don't know if you can see, but I have this painting in the corner of my room, right? So on the painting is a bald-headed boy. It's a very good painting. Very, very good painting. But you can tell the boy is very traumatized. But I swear, no matter where you are in the room, it looks like he's looking at you.
You got that hanging up.
Feng shui. I feel like it added a nice element to my room. That's my room look. That's my new room. I am scared of it. I am. Because when I roll over on my bed, beside J. Cole. So it's like, oh, I got my protection and my fear right here at the same time. J. Cole will protect me. J. Cole gonna protect me. The ghost gonna call J. Cole, gonna be like, you can't be everybody. He gonna dip. He gonna leave.
Like, damn, Cole, I didn't know that was you, bro.
My bad, Cole. And the Kendrick Lamar ghost gonna come in top of the morning. The ghost gonna be like, hold on, let's get this shit. I'm sorry. I just did the most real quick. Man, okay. I don't have any final thoughts or final words for the Caviar Club about this. Like, I will say thank you guys for another great episode of Culture Caviar Podcast presents Spooky Szn. I feel like we got very spooky today. We really had a chance to dive into a lot. I really need to see a priest tomorrow. I really feel like to, because I think I just brought up a lot of spooky shit in my house.
Texas the Shadow Man. He gonna be there tonight.
Yeah, he probably is. I'm gonna cut these lights on though. Ask him if you want to smoke. Like, you know what, bro? Maybe I misunderstood. Maybe I misunderstood you when I was a kid. Maybe you just wanted a friend. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he just wanted a friend. I'm not gonna invite him nowhere. But if he show up, I might not be as. Nah, I'm gonna piss myself. Yeah.
Anywho.
Sorry, I'm just scared. Thank y'all once again. If you guys are tuning in, make sure to watch.
Don't play with Ouija boards. Make sure.
Play with a Ouija board once in your life. Just once in your life. Just try it.
You black, don't play with Ouija board because your grandmama taught you better.
If you black adjacent, channel all of the energy of your, because everybody went through trauma. So channel the energy of your ancestors that went through trauma and see what they talk. Just see what they talking about. You know, get your Ouija board, fuck around with it. Don't do that.
The number one rule in horror movies: don't have sex. So from now on, everyone's gonna be celibate. So we can avoid getting killed by
celibate or selling it.
Celibate
or celibate.
Celibate.
Okay, number one rule in horror movies is don't have sex. So just don't have sex. Obviously, especially if there's a killer around. Bree, any rule we should follow to survive spooky season?
Any rule, if it's gonna be spooky, you need to be drunk.
Ooh, okay.
You gotta be lit. Cause you ain't gonna really realize if you get your arm chopped off, you ain't gonna feel it. So.
I will say I would rather be in a scary situation drunk than high. Because if I'm high, I'm gonna be so paranoid. Like, it's so much.
Nah, because then I'm gonna think the police coming for us. Why the ghost here? So I'm like, okay, the ghost gonna fuck me up. Then the police gonna find me, and then my mama gonna see that I've been smoking, and so it's just gonna be a lot of shit. No,
she's gonna whoop me. She gonna whoop me. So. Yeah, growing up with black parents, they always be like, you know, I'm gonna fuck you up, like even if you die, like I'm gonna come back. So they gonna be haunting us in our sleep. So there's that.
Because if I'm drunk, I'm gonna get down with the ghost. I'm like, bitch, let's play some Megan Thee Stallion. We're gonna be twerking. Me and the ghost gonna be on the wall twerking.
It's a freaky ghost. This that ghost from Scary Movie 2. We're gonna have you all up on the wall. Oh God. Hey, the last rule for surviving any horror movie situation is to listen to the Culture Caviar podcast. We are located on Spotify, Apple.
That's a great little interjection there.
Hey,
I like to get that.
I love y'all. I love spooky season. Let's get more spooky. We got 2 more episodes of spooky season left before we get into the official season 2. So we got 2 more wild rides on a crazy night for y'all. I'm OT. I'm out.
I'm gonna fuck with y'all later. It's Bree.
I love all y'all boys and y'all girls.
Oh, wow.
It's Jeron.
This nigga, he's so sentimental. You know he gonna die first in the movie. The one who cares the most always dies first.
No, the darkest one dies first.
The dark. Oh wow. Well, I got my Ouija board. So technically, I'm on their side. How about that?
They said maybe they don't fuck with Ouija boards.
Anyway, I'm supposed to survive, so yeah.
Yeah, all right. Deuces Caviar Club. We out. We finna get spooky.
Thank you for listening to the Culture Caviar Podcast. Be sure to check us out on IG at Culture Caviar Podcast and Twitter at Culture_Caviar. Subscribe and leave a 5-star review as well. We'll see you here next time.